not only liberal democracy, but any democracy, regardless of political ideas and nuances, should consider cultural heritage as a foundation of social development. And a proof to that effect is the development of the democratic countries in the European continent. As someone who has experience in the sphere of culture, who has accepted at an early stage the liberal democratic values, let me take a look at this topic from a different angle, because cultural diversity depends on developing the cultural identities. And the question today, in my view, ladies and gentlemen, is what from the historical heritage that we have been bequeathed we want to preserve, what identity we aim to achieve, and what are we creating today. More importantly, however, whether the future generations will be willing to preserve.
Indeed, this art is at once old and young, mature and innocent, moody and imperfect, but full of exuberant life. And it can save. It can save art from lifeless stereotypes. It can save silent symbols from doom. It can save visionaries from flying fear. Instead, it offers to take the viewer into its simple yet delicate antiphonic visual world and let its vicarious grace, which has always been the true calling of the art, to gracefully lure him into the ultimate redeeming vision, the last judgment, a Tsar with bare feet, a man of redeemable intention in an art with resurrecting properties. Perhaps enigmatically fitting to a last medieval Bulgarian royal portrait. Yet, full with optimism, for the Tsar here is portrayed in his most heroic moment, a man who has found his innermost treasure, his heart kingdom, a finding which adorned his personality as, I quote, the light bringer, Ivan Sen, Tsar of the Bulgarians, in other words, Alexander, the peaceful, merciful, monks-loving, and supporter of the poor, the great Tsar of the Bulgarians, the power of whom let it be measured for countless suns to come.
The following magic square, which actually gives many, many ways to spell out the Gospels of the four Gospels of Tsar Ivan Alexander. And the question she asked me was, how many different ways can we actually spell this out? So I'm going to show you a smaller example. So if we look at the original magic square, which appears in the Gospels, actually to spell out this saying, Tsar Ivan Alexander's four Gospels, it takes 24 letters. But that's quite big and hard to present with, so we're going to use a smaller example here. So what we're interested in is how many ways we can get from the center to one of the corners. And that is, for this small example, where we have to make 8 choices in total. Whoops. So the total number of ways to reach that given corner is the number of different ways to choose 4 elements from an 8-element set. So the 8-element set here is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And the 4 choices we make are, say, the right choices, and then the left choices are determined. Okay. So now for quite a famous fundamental construction in mathematics called Pascal's triangle. And we're going to define this number, written NCK, which we can read as N choose K, the number of different ways of choosing K elements from a set of N. Okay, so we're in the European Parliament. Let me give you a political example. So you have a party of 200 members, and you need to decide on a cabinet. So say your cabinet has 10 people. 200 choose 10 would be the number of different cabinets you could actually choose. Okay? So this is the number of ways of selecting 10 people out of some larger set.
The squares here form an interesting rectangle with a ratio of 9 to 16 of its sides. The needlework on the right-hand side, we see the male mummer, then the female mummer, or what we call them in Bulgaria cookers. This is something which has been preserved and without any chemical agents. These mummies and these fabrics have remained intact to this day. About 25 years ago, we started studying the effect of the 9 to 16 ratio. There are 4 diagonals. You can see them on the poster as well. The first letter of the glagolitic script, the so-called Az. So this is 12, 12, 12 in all directions, in all directions of the world. The Christ's disciples have to be sent. The 12th is the letter R, and it's another way of referring to the name of Christ. So this is a fusion of mathematics and semantics, and it has been studied by and we have been studying for the first time for over the last 2 years of the spiritual message of this magic square.
To inherit a culture is sometimes more difficult than to create it. God kisses someone and that person presents to the world. So don't think that people are creators. It is God who is the creator. As to ourselves, we bring out things so that they can be seen more clearly, such as the beauty of the world, the magic of mathematics. I have a slight problem with music. How did they hear it? But that's another topic. So the question we face is, are we going to do everything that is possible to protect our cultural heritage? Are we prepared to fight to prevent a destruction of our heritage, because our cultural heritage is being destroyed?
We hope that we will contribute something substantial that our grandchildren will be proud of and will carry forward. So the alphabet, which was created in order to bring God's word closer to the Slav people, is now used in the European Union, and we had to fight for using this alphabet to write in Cyrillic the word euro. I have made a proposal, but this would require some time of lobbying. Is a proposal to make 11th of May a European Day to be commemorated throughout Europe, not only in Bulgaria.